The sky roars with thunder as the supersonic jet streaks across the horizon, flames licking its tail. The instruments in the cockpit blink wildly, screaming a cacophony of alarms that seem to echo in synchrony with his own racing pulse, with the ground below racing by at breakneck speeds. The rapidly approaching mountain range looms, a colossal wall of rock and doom. There's no time to think, no time to weigh the consequences. The decision has to be made now. With steely resolve, the pilot grasps the ejection handle. With one swift motion, he pulls the handle with all the strength he can muster. In a millisecond, a deafening explosion shatters the cockpit as the ejection seat catapults the pilot into the chaos of the atmosphere. Despite this, the pilot knows he is not safe yet, as the high-speed parachute deployment, meant to decelerate, stabilize, can evolve into a perilous dance with destiny, with the very forces designed to rescue them becoming their adversaries. Life changers. Ejection seats, life-saving marvels in military aircraft, have transformed the landscape of aviation safety since their inception. Designed to swiftly and securely propel pilots from their aircraft during emergencies, these vital devices offer an indispensable escape route when traditional landing is no longer viable. The history of ejection seats is one of innovation and courage, saving innumerable lives throughout the years. The journey began in 1942, in the middle of World War II, when the German company Henkel developed the first operational ejection seat, installed in the Ju-219 Uhu night fighter. Early iterations of ejection seats relied on compressed air on springs to launch pilots from their aircraft. Though groundbreaking, these systems have their limitations, particularly at high speeds or low altitudes. The technological dawn of the 1950s brought a revolutionary development: rocket-propelled ejection seats. These powerful systems vastly expanded the range of conditions under which pilots could safely eject, heralding a new era of aviation safety. Today's ejection seats represent the pinnacle of engineering prowess, and their exploits can be seen in hundreds of videos online where pilots eject at the very last second. These state-of-the-art devices integrate advanced technology to optimize pilot safety and survivability during the ejection process. Capable of saving pilots in diverse scenarios, including low-altitude and high-speed ejections, modern ejection seats are a testament to aircraft technology. How to. In military aircraft, ejection seats serve as a crucial rescue system for pilots and crew members during emergencies. The contemporary ejection process unfolds through a meticulously orchestrated yet swift sequence of events. Upon activating the ejection handle or lever, the aircraft canopy is either shattered or removed, and the seat, powered by an explosive charge or rocket motor, ignites, propelling the pilot to safety. Stabilizing drogue parachutes deploy to control the seat's descent and prevent an uncontrolled tumbling. Once clear of the aircraft and at a safer altitude, the seat separates from the pilot, and a parachute is deployed, ensuring a controlled descent. In two-seater aircraft, the seats are ejected at different angles to prevent collisions. Finally, the pilots descend to the earth below, using their expert training to execute a controlled landing and minimize the risk of injury upon impact. After a successful ejection, pilots rely on the survival equipment, including the rafts, medical kits, and signal flares, while executing established rescue procedures. They also activate their emergency locator transmitter to aid search and rescue teams in locating them and facilitating a swift recovery. Despite their engineering prowess, military aircraft ejection seats can occasionally be dangerous, presenting pilots with a nerve-wracking, high-stakes dilemma during emergencies. When faced with the decision to eject, pilots must weigh the potential risks and benefits, taking into account their training, experience, and the specific circumstances of the situation. Side effects. Ejection seats are not without risks. The process can subject pilots to extreme forces, causing injuries ranging from minor bruises to severe spinal compression. In some cases, the ejection process may even be fatal. During ejection, pilots endure extreme G-forces and wind blasts, launching them from the aircraft at incredible velocities. The gravitational pull experienced during ejection is 14 to 16 times the normal force of gravity, while the pilot is propelled 200 feet upwards. Problems like parachute malfunctions, entanglements, or failure to detach from the ejection seat can morph an escape attempt into a lethal fall. Amid all this chaos, even the tiniest misjudgment can yield catastrophic outcomes. According to several scientific studies, 1 in 3 pilots sustain spinal fractures from their ejections. This significant spinal trauma results directly from the explosive force propelling the ejector seat from the aircraft. At the same time, the seated posture further exacerbates the injury level during the exit. These alarming scenarios serve as a reminder that despite remarkable advancements in ejection seat technology, the intrinsic dangers of ejecting from an aircraft at high speed or low altitude will always cast a shadow. As such, ejecting is only recommended in the most extreme of situations. Pilots must be sure the aircraft is unrecoverable, understanding that deploying it in a non-emergency may even lead to consequences from the pilot's top superiors. Real-life pilot. While ejection seats can undoubtedly save lives, the question of whether or not military pilots face any consequences for ejecting from a plane remains. Charlie Noak, a former USAF F-4 Phantom II pilot, shared his experience on an online forum, recalling a 1987 incident where he was criticized for not ejecting from his aircraft after a catastrophic engine failure. Despite the dangerous situation, he managed to land the aircraft safely, and the issue led to a worldwide grounding of the F-4 fleet for inspections. Noak avoided any disciplinary action, as the potential risks of ejecting in his particular situation were deemed to outweigh the benefits. Brian Walker, a former U.S. Air Force pilot, has offered valuable insights on the potential consequences a military pilot might face for ejecting from an aircraft. Quote, "A military pilot will not be punished for ejecting from an aircraft if it is determined that the ejection was necessary for the safety of the pilot and/or the safety of others. In the event of an ejection, an investigation will be conducted to determine if the ejection was warranted and if the pilot followed the appropriate procedures. If the investigation determines that the ejection was not warranted, or that the pilot failed to follow established procedures, then the pilot could face administrative or disciplinary actions, depending on the circumstances." Noak ultimately asserts that if confronted with a similar dilemma today, he would arrive at the same decision. This anecdote, along with Walker's additional explanation, underscores the notion that the decision to eject from an aircraft is highly situational and demands rapid reasoning and judgment from the pilot. While there may not be a specific penalty for ejecting, pilots must carefully consider the risks and consequences before making their decision. Ejection seats have significantly improved aviation safety, offering pilots a vital escape option in dire situations. The choice to eject carries considerable weight, as it can affect both the pilot and the military. And through meticulous risk assessment and following established protocols, pilots can make well-informed decisions that prioritize their safety and that of others, while reducing the likelihood of career-related consequences. Thank you for watching our dark footage video. Make sure to subscribe to our channel to discover many more uncanny moments captured on camera and the stories behind them. And don't hesitate to check out all our other Dark Documentaries channels for many more awe-inspiring stories from modern history. Stay tuned.